Ooh, 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 ooh. Do, 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 do. So I'm going live on here because it allows me to fully make my statement. Unlike some other platforms, I can only do it for a certain amount of time. However, this particular post is just regarding the music industry and where it is today, right? So I think everybody who is an artist, who wants to be an artist, is fretting where they go from here when it comes to the music business. So here is the best way to put it without cursing. The music business has completely shat on themselves. Shat, right? You could change the vowels out how you want, but they've shat all over themselves. For the last 20 years, the music industry has, maybe 25, they've lost their way. I'm being the first female rapper signed to Def Jam. I know that they were cultivating artists back then. They were cultivating communities for artists. They were cultivating, just in general, your little market share of what would be once you got out there. They were developing artists. So for a long time, um, you had these really rare artists come out. Like, you had to be better than the other one. You had to sound different than the other one. You know what I mean? Like, you couldn't just be a rapper that just came out of nowhere and everybody was like, onto you and they loved you. It didn't work like that. So today, you had to do a lot of free stuff. You had to do promos. You had to go to radio. You had to do all this stuff. It's rare we hear any radio interviews anymore. Do you notice that? Like, so many things have changed now in the music industry. There's a lot of things that just don't happen anymore. That gave the public a good idea about who the person was. You know what I mean? So they could like them even more. Now they just throw you product. So back then we had to do PR runs. You know what I mean? Like, we had to go to make sure we, went to the radio stations. We did community stuff. We did a lot of stuff that we didn't think about doing as, we need to pay us for this. It just didn't work like that. So today, you don't hear any of that. Like, turn on any radio station, right? You got to go online, satellite and stuff to get it. But the terrestrial radio stations where people are just kind of like on there on their way to work or driving on the highway, whatever the case may be, you don't hear any of these interviews anymore. You used to always catch somebody, right? Now in the morning, in the Breakfast Club, you do hear people. But things are now a little bit different even in that platform, right? So here we are 20 years later, and people are like, well, what are we supposed to do now? The labels are over. They just, like, what are we supposed to do? You're supposed to do it yourself. You're supposed to do it yourself. You know who did it themselves? Master P did it himself. Cash Money did it themselves. Rockefeller did it themselves. Rough Rider did it themselves. These people did it themselves in a sense where they had already produced the music. They already produced a lot of, I guess, some kind of visual content so that you knew who the artists were. The artists didn't just come out of the ground and they just, said, here's an artist that we have, make them dope or whatever. They cultivated their own brand, made their own money, and it was then they linked up with the Universal system or the Sony system or whatever system they deal with. It was then that they linked up with them. But the labels didn't have to do anything because the talent was brought to them, ready to go, packaged and ready to go. So when they got to the labels, by the time they got to the labels and the people were already packaged and ready to go, it was about how much money you wanted. It wasn't about whether or not they were going to do it, because now you've done what they didn't have to do. You've done the work. You've done the work. So now that you've done the work, the labels are like, well, shit, we don't have to do anything. So to me, this was the turn of times when we started to lose executives, like, right, when we started to lose people who were innovative, who were creative, who stood out, who didn't go to the board meeting and say, who went to the board meeting and said, well, I don't like this look on them, I don't like this sound on them, I don't think this is the best single. We had those days back then, and that's what used to be. But once the subsidiaries or the independents started coming through and bringing their own product through, the labels lost their way. So today you all are like, oh my God, what should we do? I need to figure it out. No, you don't. Why do you want to be a part of somebody or something that has completely just ruined the music business? It's over. They ruined it. Now, what they ruined is the model that they actually put together, which is great for you. They put together this shabby ass technology driven platform. You don't have to do that. You don't have to do it their way, is what I'm saying. Because now they base everything on how many followers you have. This is not even organic. You know what I mean? Like, followers are not even organic. Whether you buy them or not, it's not organic. These are people that are clinging on. Well, actually, some of them are organic. I take that back. Obviously, buying followers are not organic. But the idea that they think that the only way you are big is if you already have 100,000 followers or better. You know what I mean? It's because they don't know what to do with you. So for the sake of you and your business and your artistry, do not, absolutely do not feel like you need to sign to a major label. There's no such thing anymore. They've ruined it. They've made everybody sound the same. They've made all the product the same. Every artist looks and sounds like each other. There's no individuality. All the girls are all selling twat. They all selling twat. Visually, on record, the whole nine. All the guys are selling drugs, murder, and flash. That's it. It's not even swag. You know what I mean? Definitely not swag. The culture is selling you death and poison right now. So you being an individual artist and know you want to be more creative than that, this is the time for you to break through. This is the time for you to say, hey, I got this dope concept. I got this dope music. It don't sound like that. But you know what you need to do? You need to tap into everything the label would have already been doing for you. You need to figure out how to market your record, how to promote your record, how to get it recorded, how to get some visuals, and how to get it, and like I said initially, market and promote it, how to get it out there. You need to galvanize some kind of team. You need to get people that are truly there for you. You need to get somebody that's going to help you with management. That means the person that's going to make the calls. You need to get somebody to go online and be the admin person. Hey, how do I sign up for all these places so I can get royalties? You need to tap into the radio stations, like get the listing. This is all the labels used to do. They built relationships by reaching out to people. So you too can do the same thing. Like, you don't have to sit there and be like, what am I going to do with myself? Of course, you need to create an actual corporation for yourself. Get your tax ID, EIN number, DBA. You know what I mean? Whatever works. You have to figure those things out because legitimately, you have to be a legitimate business in order to make money, right? You have to be a legitimate business. And a legitimate business being, you have your corporation, you have all your paperwork, you have everybody that you're going to have run your company. You put everybody in a place that they need to be in. And that's how you're going to run your company. But you have to have people that care. Because, you know, a lot of times you get these people who say they want to be down, but they want to be rappers too, or they want to be singers too. They want to somehow or another be in a light too. When you get that kind of partner, you're going to have a problem. You feel me? Like, you're going to have to learn how to do this thing on your own. You cannot do it. Meaning on your own as far as, you know, building your own team. Because you can't do it alone. And just to clear that up, you can't be all those things I just named. You can't. It's impossible. And don't tell me, no, as I'm going to do a watch. You are going to play yourself. Relinquish some of the power. If you're an artist, be an artist. And go to people and say, hey, I really need your help to make these phone calls. Can you make these phone calls for me? Yeah, I really need your help trying to figure out a list of where we could go, like places that are shows that are, you know, allow me to go and open up and blah, blah, blah. Like, find out how much studio costs. You know what I mean? What would it take to get a feature from somebody? Like, you have to really dig deep. You can't just be sitting at home like I'm a dope rapper. Somebody should just sign me. Or if you work with me, you should be happy you working with me. It don't work like that either. No. It's time for all you artists to take control now because the music business has thrown this shit back at you. They've thrown all of this stuff back at you because that's all they're going to do. They're now going to make you a partner which is what all the rest of these big dogs already did 20, 30 years ago, which made them lost in the sauce, and they don't know what to do anymore. So it's now time for you to do what they were going to do. You can create your own platform. You can send people to you can use all your other little small social media places to send people to your money, to send them to your product, to send them to your merchandise. You don't need a label to do that. A label's going to charge you to do that. I did a chemical pill a couple of days ago, so my face is like, it's red, it's itchy. Just in case y'all see me tapping my face up a few times. I did a chemical pill, so. Anyway, because that's what girls do. Back to business. You don't need labels to do that. You can do all that stuff on your own. You feel me? So, and that's New York City in the background, because that's where I'm at. And you're going to hear her. Ciao. Anyway, I just wanted to get on here and say to you guys that don't fret because all of these layoffs, all of these firing of executives, all of these dropping artist rosters like it's nobody's business. They're dropping artists like flies because it's like you open a store, and in the store you say, "Oh, come! It's a store of art. Come see what painting you like. Come see what clothing item you like. Come see what music you'd like to listen to," and everything is the same for 20 plus years. The music business has lost its way. This is the best time of any for all you artists now to say, you know what? I'm going to get out there and do this on my own now. Let me take a try. Because guess what? What you going to lose? If you've been sitting around 10, 15 years waiting to get put on, I ain't going to talk about age because that's not that's never my focus. I think people should do whatever they want to do no matter what their age is. I think people should do whatever they want to do. You feel me? Like, don't wait for labels or anybody to tell you who you are, who you're not. Just do whatever the hell you want to do. This is your art, your life, your vision. So you must push forward, and you must be steadfast, you must be diligent, and you must be consistent. You have to be consistent. If you're not consistent, then you might as well go ahead and forget about it, baby. Because it ain't going to happen. So, again, don't fret. Get your business in order. Make sure you have, if you have producers that are giving you tracks, get your splits together. Get your paperwork together. Make sure everybody understands that, listen, we in this together. Let's rock out. And some of you don't have money to pay. So you might have to offer up a piece of something. Come on. And I do mean that extremely wisely, not in a no diddy kind of way. Okay? Don't be doing that. But if you have, people that are helping you out with video and all that stuff, like maybe there's something you can order, let them in on the back end later on. Maybe they can't get nothing up front. But think about it. Make sense out of everything and get yourself going. But have no label. Don't fear, baby. Don't fear. Push forward and be exactly who you know you are. Be a great artist and continue doing what you're doing. And make sure that all your paperwork is straight. Because without your paperwork and you not handling your business, you will run into problems. This is beyond, I'm in the studio 1,000 hours making dope songs. Nobody care about your music. I'm going to tell you that now. And you're probably saying, well, why are you giving this whole speech on the music business? Because it is the catalyst into the rest of everything else. But you need other stuff to go with it. So get your merch ready. Get your product ready. Get your content ready. All these things matter. But the music is the vehicle. And it could also be on the back of something. But the music is secondary. That's why they tell you the music business is 10% music and the rest is all business. It's always been like that. This is not new. It's always been like that. So just make sure you are crossing your T's, dotting your I's, get your accountants, get your attorneys. You need all these people in play in order for your business to really, really pop. So I hope I gave you guys a little bit of information, a little bit of a jewel. And I'm going to show you while watching this next project that I'm putting together, Bodega Betty, which is going to be off the chain. Y'all going to love it. So Just watch. You know what I mean? And then at the same time, I want you guys to get up and get out and get something. Consultation from Nikki D is not free, so you can DM me. You can find me on IG at I am Nikki D, and I KKID __. Okay? Or just message me here on YouTube. But at the end of the day, I'm here to help. I ain't here to hurt. I just don't want everybody to run around crazy like they done lost their mom and their daddy. Yeah, I don't let these fools tell y'all that. Okay? We can be diverse. We can put music back into the universe again. We can put love back into the universe again. Look at it. Everything is gone. R&B, rock and roll, and hip-hop is about to die the way you know it. And not hip-hop. This is business of rap music. I hate to say that. And let me just pull that back a little bit because it's not hip-hop. It's rap music. That's it. It's the business of rap music, right? So I'm going to say this. Yeah, get all your affairs in order. Get your product together. Make sure you're putting your best foot forward. Trust me. There's way too many people in the world for you not to get a smidget of that market share. You feel me? So don't be scared. Get up, get out, and get some.